And speaking of Sean Burnett, let's go to PNC in Pittsburgh, and there's Debbi Taylor. I don't see any raindrops behind you. I don't see any umbrellas out. It's got to be a great night, and you had a chance to visit with Sean Burnett.
Well, that's right, Johnny, and it's hard to believe, but it's almost been 2 years since Sean got traded here to the Washington Nationals. He's really gone through a lot since then, and earlier I did get a chance to talk to him about returning here to Pittsburgh.
No, it's always a little bittersweet. You still have some good memories. You know, you make your major league debut here. It's every kid's dream to get to the big leagues, and I was fortunate to do it here in this ballpark. So it's it's always going to be special when you come back and play in that organization for so many years and having so many friends that most of them are gone by now. But it's just so many good memories still at this ballpark.
It's a place, too, where you were converted from a starter to a reliever. Are you glad now, looking back on it, that you made that change?
Yeah, so it turned out good for me in my career. That's the most important thing. I'd love to would have loved to make it back as a starter, or at least try and get healthy and be a starter. But once I made that conversion, it was strictly the bullpen, and that's what I consider myself now. And everything turned out well for the Nationals and us with the trade. So it's just a big part. Big part of my career was moving the bullpen, and it seemed like it got my arm in better shape.
How would you describe this Nationals bullpen right now?
Young and exciting. A lot of good arms, a lot of young, long, good power arms coming up. I know there's a few more in the minor leagues, but you got guys like Clippard and storing guys, strikeout guys, and a lot of swing and miss stuff. Broderick's been throwing the ball real well of late. It's pretty impressive for a Rule 5 guy. So he's kind of settled into things and been throwing the ball well. He's got great stuff too. So just very exciting, and we got a lot of pride out there. We've got a lot of guys trying to get out there and put up zeros, and we're trying to make it easy for the starters. If they can go 6-7 innings, we know hopefully we can nail down those final 2 for them and get them a win. So we got a lot of pride out there and a lot of guys pulling for each other.
It seems, too, you say you're pulling for each other. You would think it's so competitive, but yet you feed off of each other, really. And do you guys more compete against yourselves than each other?
We're just trying to, first of all, you're competing against the other team, but, you're trying to, somebody goes out there, Clip goes out there and puts up a 0 in the 7th. You want to go out there and put up a 0 in the 8th, and, whoever's throwing the 9th is going to try and put up a 0. So, you are feeding off each other, and, it's very contagious. Guys are throwing the ball well. It just feeds everybody. It seems to, come in there, would feel confident, go right after guys, and, just be competitive.
Do you love the opportunity to go in as the closer and get saves?
Absolutely. If there's any one job in the bullpen anybody wants, it's the closer's job. And I've had a few opportunities, and it's just an adrenaline rush and something you really can't describe. But every inning after the 7th gets exciting, but every one towards the last out is pretty exciting. So the pitch to 9th something pretty cool, but the 7th and 8th are also just as fun.
This offseason, you signed an extension with the Nationals, and what does it mean to you to be able to grow and continue your future with Washington?
It was the financial security one. It helps you relax. Finally, I've been fighting for so many years, especially since surgery, to try and establish myself as a big league, pitcher again. That it was just a confidence boost for me, one, and just go out and play baseball. Finally, instead of trying to prove to everybody or prove to your peers that you belong, you kind of get that little bit of confidence when they do. Obviously, I'm doing something right when they decide to lock you up for a couple years. So you just go out and play baseball like you've always wanted to do, and it kind of takes the business side away for a couple years, and you just get to play baseball like a little kid.
Sean Burnett, definitely a big part of why the Nationals bullpen has been so successful. And his little son, Sebastian, might be following in his footsteps. We see him around the ballpark all the time wearing his Nationals uniform. He actually had a chance today to go to the White House with a lot of the other Nationals families. And you have to give your tip of the hat to Heralyn Cardozo, Mike Rizzo's assistant. She set it all up, and they had a wonderful time. They got to see President Obama and Michelle Obama, and everybody really enjoyed the day there. Johnny Ray, hopefully the raindrops stay away. Back to you.
You talked about Heralyn Cardozo. Is she not the best, huh? Hey, Debbie, I want to ask you one question before I let you go. Yesterday, the ball club was supposed to come home to be with their families, spend Easter night with their families. Unfortunately, because of the baseball situation and with rainouts, we had to play this game tonight, rained out Saturday night. The players, what's the mood of the ball club having that thrown in front of them, the fact that they got to play and they couldn't go home last night?
Well, I think a lot of the guys really miss their families, but they understand that this is a business and they are professionals and they're paid to be here. So they'll go out here and they will do their hardest to beat the Pirates tonight. But I think once they get on that plane, they're going to be so excited to get home. They have a tough stretch ahead of them. Starting with last Saturday, they played 16 games in a row and a stretch of 32 games in 33 days without an off day. So that's gonna be a pretty tough schedule. So I think the guys are anxious to get home, sleep in their own beds, see their families, and also see the fans at Nationals Park. Johnny?
And not to mention one Debbi Taylor and Bob Carpenter and FB Santangelo as well. Thank you, Debbie, very much.